Namaskaram. We are now on chapter 8 of Bhagavad Gita. It's a beautiful concept, Anashwara Akshara Brahma Yogam. Chapter 8 of Bhagavad Gita. Till yesterday, we have done up to Sloka 21. Today, we are to continue from Sloka 22 onwards. The question from Arjuna, which wanted clarification on 7 points, was the beginning of the chapter, and those 7 points were straightaway answered by 3rd to 7th slokas. Further to that, Bhagavan continued with the Bhakti Yoga up to 22. From 8th to 22 was Bhakti Yoga, in which we have done up to 21st. The last sloka on Bhakti Yoga, or the path which takes anyone with the shortest path probably, is what Bhagavan explains. In that 22nd sloka reads like this: Purusha sapara partha bhaktya lebhyastvananyaya yasyanda sthani bhutani yena sarvamidam tatam. Purusha sapara partha bhaktya lebhyastvananyaya yasyandasthani bhutani yena sarvamidam tadam. He can know only through devotion. Yena sarvamidam tadam. By whom all these, what is already covered, pervaded, described, not described, what is told, all that Purusha sa Parapartha, the Supreme Divine Personality, that is Bhagavan. Purushaha sa Parapartha. That Purusha, the Divine Personality, sa, he, Para, the greatest, the extreme, is Para, Partha, Partha. Bhaktya lebhyastvananyaya. Bhaktya, clearly whatever has been explained, whatever method has been described, and if something is left without a description, all that about bhakti, bhaktya lebhyastvananyaya. With bhakti you will get. Lebhya, you will attain, you will get. Tu, indeed, definitely. Anyaya, no other technique, no other method other than bhakti works for getting towards Bhagavan. That is what he says. Yasyanda sthani bhutani. Yasyanda, of whom, sthani bhutani, that situated within every living being, every being in the world, bhutani, in every being, what is inside, yena sarva midam tatam. This is what is there in everyone's Atma. What is there? That Bhagavan, through bhakti, what you can achieve, it is not achieving something outside, it is achieving inside. So getting to yourself is what is bhakti. It is not going around and then seeing Bhagavan in pictures and then bimbas and then going to all the different punya puris, say the places which are sanctified by the presence of God. No, the God is within. We have a poet called Kunyunni Master in Malayalam. He says, ഗുരുവായൂരിലേക്കുള്ള വഴി വായിച്ചു കേൾക്കവേ എന്നിൽ നിന്ന് എന്നിലേക്കുള്ള ദൂരം കണ്ടമ്പരുന്നു ഞാൻ. To see God, I have to go to Guruvayur, the temple place, the temple town. The poet says, I am wondering, is that distance I have to go to get into myself, the inner myself? Appaya Dikshitar. Earlier also I think I mentioned somewhere. Appaya Dikshitar describes there are 3 papas what is done. Who cannot be described. I started describing through verses and people still believe that is the most important one. Repeating that 1,000 names. Rupam Rupa Vivarjidasya Bhavado Dhyayena Yat Kalpitam. That is what I created. Stutya Nirvajaniyata Gila Guru Duri Kritayanmaya. Praising Bhagavan or Bhagavati. That is what is bhakti. That is what people think. Vyaptitvam cha maya krita. Everywhere it is spread. And then I decide that it is there in one place. Either in your puja room or in some temple or in some punya tirthas. Papatrayam matkritam. These are the 3 mistakes which I have done in my life. They are not there. Bhagavan is not in pictures. It is indescribable and you are describing. So here it's an indirect description by Bhagavan himself saying that you don't have to go anywhere. It is inside you. Yasyandat sthanis bhutani. That is there inside one. Yena sarvamidam tatam. That is what the place where I am going to take you through this path. Getting inside. Purushassa parapartha bhaktya lebhyastvananya. No other method can take you there. What is that? Bhakti. Bhakti is not chanting mantra, going to temple, putting vibhuti, showering flowers. No, all that. Giving money to temple, money order, all that is not. It is satkarma, which will be useful for human being, for other beings around you. Action with full devotion. Ena kena prakarena yasya kasyavi dehinaha sandosham janayat pratna tadaivam ishvara pujanam. That is what is important. Purushassa parapartha bhaktya lebhyastvananyaya yasyandasthani bhudani ena sarvamidam tadam. Now, having done up to this as bhakti part, from 8th to 22nd was the subject of Bhakti Yoga what Bhagavan described. Now we have to go from 23rd to 20th, which talks about different paths. There are bright, white, dark, black. The 2 equatorial solar system, the sun, moon, planetary system, how the time changes and how that influences what will happen to you after death. That is what Bhagavan is going to explain in the further slokas. So 23rd to 26th is that part in which different paths passing from this world as you go out. Andakalecha, Prayanakalecha, all that what was said. That is the last question Arjuna had. The 7 questions, the last one was, what will happen after death? How do I get you? Someone will get you. What is the path? Bhakti is the path. But your time of death matters. That is what Bhagavan says. Now, Bhagavan says, from 23rd to 26th, he is going to explain different time concepts in which the Dakshinayanam, Uttarayanam, the sun movement towards south, Dakshinayanam, from south towards north, the 23.5 degree from the equator, north and south. That is where the time change happens. That is where the seasonal change happens. So this description which, or the poet who has written this with all that divine ability, also has geography, science, climatology, everything inside. Calendar, time change, earth revolution, and we also knew it has gotten, it is not, has an inclination, and that creates the orientation, and therefore you have got the time difference. All that activities are known. That is how the Uttarayanam, Dakshinayanam, and the time differences, etc. has been described. This is where the context, last time also I mentioned, Bhishma's death happened during this time, but he had to wait up to the Ayanam happens on January 14th. From Dakshinayanam, the sun goes to start its travel towards Uttarayanam, or the tilt of the earth creates that feeling as if sun is moving, though we are following the lunar calendar for most of the religious purposes, astrological purposes, as per Indian calendar. So those concepts will come into description now. So 23rd sloka, among the 23rd to 26th is one path, time concepts what comes into picture. In 23rd, what the Punarjanma doesn't happen if somebody dies in the proper moment. So the time of death is important, is what Bhagavan says. And then the rest, as a continuation, he will explain when and what and all that. Yet the sloka 23rd goes like this, 23rd. Yatra kale tvanavartim avartim chaiva yoginaha prayata yanditam kalam vakshyami bharadarshabha. Yatra kale tvanavartim avartim chaiva yoginaha prayata yanditam kalam vakshyami bharadarshabha. Here, that what happens during that time is what Bhagavan says. What is that happens, when it happens, and because of that what could happen will be the rest of the sloka. So this sloka is the static. Which time, yatra kale, where, what, time, when, tvanavartim, to, certainly, anavartim, no return, the path which no returns, no punarjanma. No return means you go the andakalecha, that prayanam from this world to the other world, and then you come back. That avartim, rebirth happens. Avartim chaiva yoginaha, the return happens for whom? The yogis. The descriptions are not for common people. Those who have this practice. With that practice, even if you go, earlier already that was mentioned, andakalecha, when you go, what will happen? When you have to take a rebirth, you will have to wait until who? The Brahma wakes up. The Brahma's one day, 43 lakh, 20,000 years, you will have to wait some time. That is the waiting time. But who is eligible for such a thing? Assume you are one person who had all the yogic practices, but the time of death is not the best time. Then you will not go to that place even to come back. Those people who had all the yogic practices will also have bad time, death, then problem. Prayata yanditam kalam, having departed, prayata yandi, that, attaining that, tam kalam, that time, vakshyami, I shall describe you, bharadarshabha, vakshyami, I am going to tell you, What is that I am going to tell you? Those people who are yogic, they are yoga practitioners, the yoga rudhas, those who attained all the devotional practices with all the karma which they do, they had full devotion to me. Such people, if the time of death, this is that will happen. If this is the time of death, this is what will happen. That I am going to describe to you. Yatra kale tvanavartim avartim chaiva yoginaha. Those people who are avartim, those who have got a chance to take a rebirth. Who? Yoginaha. Those yogis who are eligible to come back, or those actions are making them to come back. Such people, prayata yanditam kalam. That time when they go, yanditam kalam, the time when they go back to that world, away from this paralokam, vakshyami, what will happen to them when they go, what will happen, that I am going to describe. Vakshyami Bharadarshabha. Yatra kale tvanavartim avartim chaiva yoginaha prayata yanditam kalam vakshyami Bharadarshabha. Now, sloka number 24. What is in 24? 24, we have two different paths. That is what Bhagavan, the moksha, when it will happen, such things. The 2 times. The time is divided into 2. 6 months, 6 months out of 12. So that means we had 12-month consideration. Scientifically, how we should look at it? We should look at it. Bharat, India had this concept of 12 months concept, and then 6 month and 6 month different timings. All the seasonal changes and such concepts were also known to Bharat. That is what it means. There are possibility of taking Gati, the path, for those karmi, those who are active with the devotional activities, and upasakas. Both. What will happen to them? All such things are being explained here. So 24th sloka. Agnir Jodiraha Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayada Gachandi Brahma Vido Janaha. See how beautiful. Agnir Jodiraha Shukla. Agnir Jodiraha Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayada Gachandi Brahma Vido Janaha. Moksham. Who will get to moksham? When you will get to moksham? Agnir Jodiraha Shuklaha. Agni, fire. Jyoti, light. Aha, day. Shuklaha, the bright month. When is the bright month? Not the day brightness. Day is always bright. When is night bright? That is called Shuklaha. Shuklaha is fortnight of a moon. When the moon moves, when there is moonlight, during that time it is called Shuklaha. So white Shuklaha means when moon is present. Night is white. Night is bright. Night has got little light. That time is called Shuklaha. Agnir Jodiraha Shuklaha. That means fire, light, day, and night when moon is existing. Those time Shanmasa Uttarayanam. Not enough. During these existence, that means either day or when there is moonlight, when the whole place is bright, then Shanmasa Uttarayanam. Those 6 months, Shanmasa is 6 months. That 6 months Uttarayanam happens. That means when the sun moves from south to north. When is that? January 14th onwards. That's the Ayanam time. That is why we celebrate January 14th as a great celebration. Right? Tatra. prayada gachanti. That time prayada departed. Those people andakalecha prayana kalecha, if you die, gachanti, if you go, that means you die. Brahma vido janaha. You know, that is, those people really knows Brahma. They are Brahmanas. They are Brahmavido. They know Brahma. They get to that level, Brahma level. That is what Bhagavan says. Agnirjodiraha, or such people who reached into that level, during this time they go to the Paralokam. They get the best place. They get Punarjanma. They are eligible for Punarjanma. The whole question is, who is eligible for Punarjanma? When to die? How to live? To attain that abode of you as total surrender, or even if I get a Punarjanma, how nicely I should get it? These are all the questions which Arjuna had. So these are the qualifications. Uttarayanam is the best time to die. You cannot choose anyway. But your actions can be chosen in such a way, Bhagavan will choose you to take away to the Paraloka during that time. That is what Bhagavan says. Agnirjodiraha shuklaha shanmasa uttarayanam tatra prayata agacchandi brahma vido janaha. Clear? Now 6 months is cleared. Now the next 6 months, Dakshinayana. What will happen during that time? And even in Uttarayanam time, if it is too dark, not that fortnight when moon is active, when there is total smoke around, fire is not there, that means the cloudy, sunlight is not bright in the day, anything can happen. So those time also. So it's not just 6 months. During the 6 months, these conditions also should happen. So whatever has been explained earlier, a other side of that will be explained. Wherever there is Agni, here it will become Dhuma. Whenever there is Jyoti, it will become Ratri. Whenever there is Shukla, it will become Krishna. Shukla is white, Krishna is black. When Shanmaso, Dakshinayana. That is what Bhagavan is going to explain. Dhumo Ratristadha Krishnaha Shanmaso Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandramasam Jyoti Yogi Prapya Nivartate. Yogi Prapya Nivartate Tatra Chandramasam Jyotir Dhumo Ratristatha Krishnaha. Just exactly what is told in the earlier stanza, negative of that. Agnir Jyodiraha Shuklaha. Here Dhumo Ratris Thatha Krishna. Agni has become Dhuma. Wherever fire is there, it is smoke. That means it is not in full glittering. The death has to be in the glittering time. Glory has to happen. Brightness has to happen. Then Ratri, night. Tatha, and what else? Krishnaha. Krishna is dark. The earlier it was Shukla. So it is white. Here it is black. Shanmasa Uttarayanam. That 6 months, which is Dakshinayanam. Earlier it was Uttarayanam. So here Shanmasa Dakshinayanam. All negative. Tatra Chandramasam. Earlier it was told Tatra Prayada Gacchandi. That time when you go. Here that calendar is also mentioned. Because already what is the subject is already explained. We are all discussing about the people who are dying. Brahma Vido Janaha. That is what earlier told. Now Yogi Prapya Nivartate. Such yogis will become eligible to come back. They attain coming back eligibility. Yogi Prapya Nivartate. To come back they become eligible. Tatra Chandramasam Jyotir. Tatra Chandramasam Jyotir. That Chandramasam, when Jyotir, light is there. Which is Chandramasam? We have got the moon calendar. According to that, during the Dakshinayanam, ധൂമോ രാത്രിസ്തഥാ കൃഷ്ണ ഷൺമാസാ ദക്ഷിണായനം തത്ര ചന്ദ്രമാസം ജ്യോതി യോഗി പ്രാപ്യ നിവർത്തതേ. യോഗീസ് വിൽ become eligible to come back. But other only jana will get that. The persons will get a chance to come back. So the yogis can die any point of time. Nothing will happen to them. Normal people, they have to die during which time? Agnir Jyotirah Shukla Chandramasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayada Gacchandi Brahma Vido Janaha. The people. Here for yogi prapya nivartate. Dhumo ratristatha krishna shanmasa dakshinayanam tatra chandramasam jyotir yogi prapya nivartate. So the bad times for yogis are equal to good times for normal people. See the beauty? So if you do good karma, you don't have to be choosy about your death time. Maximum, if your death time is bad, you get back to the normal person as if he is dying in the good time. Suppose you are a yogi and you die in the best time, then definitely his abode is his place. You don't have to come back. That is what Bhagavan says. Sulpam karmam, that much benefit. That is what the Purna Prapti, the complete salvation to get. You need to do good activity, plus you must die at the best time during the Uttarayanam. So those Uttarayanam, the best time is good for yogis to die, to get into that moksha. The Krishna Gadi for yogis Punarjanma. The Shukla Gadi for yogis moksham is guaranteed. That is what Bhagavan is going to tell in the next sloka. So 24th sloka, for general people good time is described. 25th sloka, for yogis bad time will give them a punarjanma. Anyway, normal people, if they die in bad time, they are the worst. That need not be described, because the description is for good people and the yogis and such people. And next sloka is for yogis during the best time, yogis during the bad time, what will happen? So sloka number 26. Now Shukla Krishne Gadi Hede Jakata Shashwate Mate Egaya Yatyana Vartim Anyaya Vartate Puna. Shukla Krishne Gadi Hede Jakataha Shashwate Mate Ekaya Yatyana Vartim Anyaya Vartate Punaha. Shukla white, Krishna black, bright and dark. Shukla Krishne Gadi Hede, the path towards that ultimate path, that means due to the death. Ide, for those people, Jakataha Shashwate Mate, from this materialistic world, Shashwatam, Shashwatam is that eternal world, the Paralokam, which is that world, other world, the Paragati. Jakataha Shashwate Mate, in my opinion, this Jakataha, that from this material world, this what will happen here, Ekaya Yati, by one who goes, Anavritim, with no return. If it is a good time, when they go to such places with a good time, with a good karma, when they go, Anavritim, no return. Anyaya Vartate Punaha, by the other people. What is the other people? Those people who during the Krishna Paksham, Krishna time, the black time, they will have to come back Puna again and again. They will have to come back again. So those great people, Yogarudhas, reaching into such a level, that is why Bhishma Though he died in November, he waited up to Shankranti. Sankramanam, changing time. That is why Shankranti is very, very, very specifically great for people who choose the time for death. Not everybody has that choice. Bhishma had the choice, so he has chosen that. So he stayed in the deathbed, in the arrow bed. That is what he has done. Because he wanted to get into that Shukla Paksham, the Uttarayanam time, the best time. Shukla Krishne Gadihyate Hete Jakatasashvate Mate Ekaya Yadi Anavritim. No return will happen to those great people and reach that Shashwatam permanent place if they go during the Shukla time. The Devayanam will happen. Devayanam is no return. White. Shukla. Devayanam. The other one is Pidruyanam. Pidruyanam is you will have to come back. Devayanam, permanent transfer from here to his abode. Shukla Krishne Gadi Hyade Jakata Shashwate Mate Ekaya Yadi Anavartim Anyaya Vartate Punaha. This is what Bhagavan says. Now, we have seen a great knowledge of calendar here, in which Chandramase is what is explained, the lunar calendar. India basically had these lunar calendar with the 12 revolutions of the moon, with the 15 days and 29 days of cycle, and therefore what we develop as Panchangam as part of the Hindu calendar is basically based on moon, which is still followed in some of the states in India. The solar calendar was which follows the earth movement around the sun, which was probably a later addition. But indirectly, the sun's position is what is shown by the shadow of or the moon in the crescent to the full to nil. That change which happens will tell where the earth is with respect to moon. That is why the shadow is coming. And most of the time, the Bharatiya time, the day is not 12 o'clock midnight changing the day. It is the time when the Brahma Muhurtam, that is 2.5 hours before the sun rises. So when during night, how do you identify the sun position when you are not looking at the sun? That is, the moon position will tell you what is that. So moon position was one of the, even when you, for agriculture, when to put the seed, when to throw the seed for growing, when the seedling the right time, all these were calculated based on the moon time, and agricultural people used moon time. Now look at the sea. The wave pattern depends mostly on the moon. Therefore, moon was either on the land or in water. The drift of the moon position was actually what was seen by people for their life patterns. Because sun comes and goes every day. You will not be able to get a calendar time looking at the sun except with the shadow what it makes in position. That is how the solar calendar can be identified to determine which month, which day you are in the Uttarayanam or Dachinayanam. Where is the sun with the position with the equator with respect to your east. That is how we have different east, because we have different north. We had a grid north with respect to the star we have, with respect to sun we have an east. So all the positions can be seen, and we have a magnetic north. That and all will not come straight away for your knowledge. The easiest path is to get the 29 days of cycle of the moon and adjust it with the solar calendar. That is still followed. It's still followed in many places. Even in China, the New Year calendar, even now the Chinese calendar They celebrate New Year based on the Chinese lunar calendar. So when we talk about India, it is not this geographical part of India where we are. We are thinking about or talking about Mahabharata time, the traditional heritage, the Sanatana Bharatam, which had from Fiji, probably the Indian Ocean end, where the Pacific Ocean starts, up to Romagadesham. Romagadesham is Rome. And to south, extreme south to China-Mongolia border. China-Mongolia border, that is where Guma. Guma is the place where Vedas were written. The center of Bharat was Himalaya. So these geographic knowledge also goes along with the Mahabharata knowledge to identify the real Panchangam. The Panchangam is Pancha Angam, 5 Anga. That is how the name Panchanga came for Bharatiya calendar. So Bharatiya calendar is not just based on a administrative 365 days divided and adjust for the March starting calendar, and therefore February will have 29 days. The Panchangam is based on the basic Vedic astrology determines Tithi, that is the moon movement, and with respect to the sun movement, and that relation was identified with Tithi equal to 12 degrees. Difference between the moon and sun is computed exactly. And then Nakshatra, second pillar is Nakshatra. Nakshatra is based on the star positions, what is visible, that is 20 degree. Therefore divided into that 27 Nakshatras, makes it into 20 minutes, 13 degree, 20 minutes, yeah. That makes it into 360 degrees. That is what the whole 360 degrees divided. Then yoga. Yoga is the yoga between the moon and the sun, relationship between these. And then you have the Karana. Karana is the half of the Tithi. One Karana equal to 6 degrees, because 12 degrees is one Tithi. That difference between the moon and sun, how it impacts, is what is computed in the Karana. And then the normal days computation based on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which was called Ravi, Shukra, Buddha, etc. Unfortunately, the modern astrology people took these weekdays as distribution of every action, and God has also given a calendar by the human being. Sunday for this god, Tuesday for this god, Friday for Devi, Saturday for Vishnu, Thursday for Vishnu, Saturday for Shiva. Stupid. The Panchanga doesn't talk about all this. Panchangam, the 5 Angas, which have got the days, Karana, Yoga, Nakshatra, Tithi. All of them together makes the Vedic astrology base. All these have to be understood and computed when some timing has to be divided and given. Okay, that is not part of our discussion, but still we have to understand all these sciences were part of the knowledge. That is why Bhagavan is explaining the Shanmasa, etc., etc. Let us chant from 23rd to 26th once, because that is one bunch of a sloka which determines this. Yatra kale nvadavartim tvanavartim avartim jaiva yoginaha prayata yadditam kalam vakshyami bharatarshava agnirjyotirraha shukla shanmasa uttarayanam tatra prayata gacchandi brahma vido janaha dhumo ratristata krishna shanmaso dakshinayanam yatra tatra chandramasam jyoti yogi prapya nivartate shukla krishne gadi hete jagata shashwate mate ekaya yatya navartim anyaya vartate punaha. Now, sloka number 27. Naide sruti partha janan yogi muhyadi kaschana tasmat sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukto bhavarjuna. Naide sruti partha janan. Na eva, never, these two. What are these two? The Shukla Krishna, black and white, the Deva Yanam and Pidur Yanam. Going towards Deva in the best time, going to come back as the Pidur Yanam. Naide, those two. Sruti, the path. What is given? A Partha, Arjuna. Janan, know this. You understand these paths are given. Yogi muhyadi kanchana. For yogis who are muhyadi, who are in their time of path, muhyadi, bewilderment, that confusion. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. Therefore, tasmat, therefore, sarveshu kaleshu, always that which happens during that time, yoga yukto bhavarjuna, situated in yoga is what is essential. Suppose you want to go into the best path and the best time, never get bewildered, don't get confused, don't get into this path or that path. Confusion should not be there. Stay steadfast in the best path to get that. Two secret paths are there, but you don't have to go on to that. You have to strive for getting union with God, and you are fit for that. That is what Bhagavan says. You are not a normal person, so you don't have to worry about the bad time. You are not a normal person, therefore you don't have to worry about the good time when you have to die. The yogi's path also I have explained. There are two different times where good and bad, Shukla and Krishna, but you deserve the best. So you have to be no bewilderment, no tension. Stay as a yoga yukta, union with God. Then you know these two paths are there, but you don't have to know because you are not getting into that path and confusions. Be clear, be happy that your path is cleared. Clear. That is what Bhagavan already guarantees. What else is required? Bhagavan already guaranteed that the good path is for you. Naide Sruti Partha Janan Yogi Muhyadi Kaschana Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. Therefore, that good kalam, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. Be in that Yoga Yukta status, Arjuna. You have to stay there. Naide Sruti Partha Janan Yogi Muhyadi Kaschana Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. Understand, this is what I require you to be in that time so that your path is clear towards me. Join with me. Now, the last sloka in this Akshara Brahma Yoga. Akshara Brahma Yoga. Akshara in the sense, Aksharam is Aneshwara Brahma Yoga, which will give you that adobe. So what is that here? Always keep me inside you, so you are eligible. Having said that, the last sloka, 28th sloka. Vedeshu yatneshu tapassu jaiva daneshu yat punya bhalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvamidam viditva yogi param sthanamupayiti chadyam. Vedeshu yatneshu tapassu jaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti yat tat sarvamidam viditva yogi param sthanamupayiti chadyam. Vedeshu yatneshu tapassu chaiva. Study of Vedas, Vedeshu, Yatneshu, performing sacrifices, tapassu, with all the austerity measures which you have, relinquishing all the materialistic world, chaiva, certainly practicing all these. Daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam. Daneshu, giving charity, giving dana to everybody. Yat punya phalam, that merit with all the good practices which you have. Punya phalam, that result, that benefit, though you are not supposed to think about it, there is a phalam which Bhagavan knows. Otherwise, you don't have to prescribe karmas and kriyas and good way and bad way to us. Daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam. You gained that result by yourself, though you are not deserving by your desire. Bhagavan knows and giving you because you deserve it. You don't deserve because you desire it. You deserve it because Bhagavan knows that you deserve it. And Bhagavan knows you don't have desire on it. So asking something to Bhagavan is actually cheating Bhagavan. We must ask something to Bhagavan which Bhagavan want to give it to us, not what we want with our limited knowledge, with the materialistic benefit and the knowledge around the world where we are living. Daneshu yat punya phalam. That is what is called punya phalam. Daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam. Now, atyeti tat sarva midam viditva. Atyedi, surpassing it, overtaking that, without caring that. Atyedi tat sarva midam. This and that, everything. Sarva midam. Viditva, having known, understanding everything, and rejecting it, without caring it. The whole world. I am not bothered about all that. I am only bothered about my action and who is that getting benefit. Is somebody else getting benefit? Am I a social being? Am I a human being? Am I going to serve this world? Yogi param sthanam upaiti chatyam. Yogi, such people, yogi param, the supreme yogi padam. They reach into that yoga rudha level. Sthanam upaiti chadyam. They get into that abode and achieve that chadyam as they deserve it. That is where they will reach. Such yogis reach into that supreme abode. Who? The yogis who know the secret. You know all around what is good, what is bad, everything they know. Gain the merit far beyond the fruits of what the Vedic ritual like Vedeshu, Yatneshu, Tapassu. All that ritualistic things beyond that. Whether they are into that, but they are beyond this. The Veda, performance, sacrifice, austerities, that charities, Daneshu, Yat Punya Phalam Pradishtam, all that is immaterial. What is essential? Sarva Vidam Viditva. Having known that secret. What is that secret? All the bhakti path, how to reach into Bhagavan, which I already explained in this chapter as Akshara Brahma Yogam, makes you to reach into that padavi. He is not asking you to do rituals, Veda, chanting, all that. Do your action with the whole surrender to Bhagavan. Then what you will get is the Devayanam. But having done sometime, if you die in a wrong time, or probably you think that you don't require it and then you discard that action and then derail from that, anything can happen. Therefore you require a Punarjanma, and such people die in bad or good time will get a Punarjanma. But you will have to wait for that 43 maximum waiting time, provided you are in queue, where Brahma wants you to take a rebirth, not your choice. These are all what is going to happen. That is what Akshara Brahma Yoga. Having done this, let us chant this from sloka number 1 to 28. Let us see how it goes. Chapter 8, Akshara Brahma Yogam, Anashwara Brahma Yogam. Arjuna Uvacha, Kim Tat Brahma Kim Adhyatmam Kim Karma Purushottama Adibhutam Cha Kim Praktam Adidevam Kimuchyate Adhiyatna Katham Kotra Tehesmin Madhusudana Prayana Kale Cha Katham Nayosi Niyatatmabhi. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Aksharam Brahma Paramam Subhavodhyaya അധ്യാത്മമുച്യത്തെ. ഭൂതഭാവോദ്ഭവകരോ വിസർഗകർമ്മസഞ്ചിതഃ അതിഭൂതം ക്ഷരോ ഭാവഃ പുരുഷശ്ചാദിദൈവതം. അധിയജ്ഞോ ഹമേ വാത്ര ദേഹേ ദേഹഭൃതം വരാ. അന്ധകാലേ ച മാമേവ സ്മരൻ മുക്ത്വാ കളേബരം യഃ പ്രയാതി സമദ്ഭാവം യാതി നാസ്ത്യത്ര സംശയഃ. യം യം വാപി സ്മരൻ ഭാവം ത്യജത്യേന്തഃകളേബരം തം തമേവൈതി കൗന്ദേയ സദാ തദ്ഭാവഭാവിതഃ. തസ്മാത് സർവേഷു കാലേഷു മമാനുസ്മര യുധ്യശ്ച മയ്യർപ്പിതമനോ ബുദ്ധിർ മാമേ വൈശ്യസ്യ സംശയഃ. അഭ്യാസയുക്തയോഗേന അഭ്യാസയോഗയുക്തേന ചേതസാനന്യകാമിനാം പരമം പുരുഷം ദിവ്യം യാതി പാർത്ഥാനുചിന്തയൻ. കവിം പുരാണമനുശാസിതാരം അണോരണീയാം സമനുസ്മരിദ്യ സർവസ്യ ധാതാര അചിന്യരൂപം ആദിത്യവർണം തമസ പുരസ്താത്. പ്രയാണകാലേ മനസ അചലേന ഭക്ത്യായുക്തോ യോഗബലേന ചൈവ ഭ്രുവോർമധ്യേ പ്രാണമാവേശ്യ സമ്യക് സ തം പരം പുരുഷമുപൈതി ദിവ്യം. യദക്ഷരം വേദവിദോ വദന്തി വശന്തി യദ്യതയോ വീതരാഗാ. യദിച്ഛന്തോ ബ്രഹ്മചര്യം ചരന്തി തത്തേ പദം സംഗ്രഹേണ പ്രവക്ഷ്യേ. സർവദ്വാരാണി സംയമ്യ മനോഹൃദി നിരുദ്ധ്യ ച മൂർധ്യാനായാത്മനഃ പ്രാണം അസ്ഥിതോ യോഗധാരണം. ഓമിത്യ അക്ഷരം ബ്രഹ്മ വ്യാഹരൻ മാമനുസ്മരൻ യപ്രയാദിത്യജന്തേഹം സ യാതി പരമം ഗതിം. അനന്യചേതാ സതതം യോ മാം സ്മരതി നിത്യശഃ തസ്യാഹം സുലഭ പാർത്ഥ നിത്യയുക്തസ്യ യോഗിനഃ. മാമുപ്യേത്യ പുനർജന്മ ദുഃഖാലയമശാശ്വതം നാപ്നുവന്തി മഹാത്മാനഃ സംസിദ്ധിം പരമം ഗതാഃ. ആത്മബ്രഹ്മ ഭുവനാലോക പുനരാവർത്തിനോ അർജുന. മാമുപ്യേതമേത്യ തു കൗന്ദേയ പുനർജന്മ ന വിദ്യതേ. സഹസ്രയുഗപര്യന്തം ആഹർ യത് ബ്രാഹ്മണോ വിദു രാത്രിം യുഗസഹസ്രാന്തം തേ ഹോരാത്ര വിദോ ജനാഃ. അവ്യക്താത് വ്യക്തയഃ സർവാ പ്രഭവന്ത്യഃ ഹരാഗമേ. രാത്ര്യാഗമേ പ്രലീയന്തേ തത്രൈവ വ്യക്ത സഞ്ജഗേ. ഭൂതഗ്രാമസ ഏവായാം ഭൂത്വാ പ്രലീയതേ. രാത്ര്യാഗമേ വശഃ പാർത്ഥ പ്രഭവത്യഃ രാഗമേ. പരസ്തമസ്തു ഭാവോന്യോ വ്യക്തോ അവ്യക്താത് സനാതനഃ. യഃ സ സർവേഷു ഭൂതേഷു ന നശ്യൽസു ന വിനശ്യതി. അവ്യക്തോക്ഷര ഇത്യുക്ത സ്ഥമാഹു പരമം ഗതിം യം പ്രാപ്യ ന നിവർത്തന്തേ തദ്ധാമ പരമം മമഃ. പുരുഷഃ സ പരപാർത്ഥ ഭക്ത്യാ ലഭ്യസ്ത്വനന്യയാ. യസ്യാന്തസ്ഥാനി ഭൂതാനി യേന സർവമിദം തതം. യത്ര കാലേന്വിനാവർത്തിം ആവർത്തിം ചൈവ യോഗിനഃ പ്രയാതായന്തി തം കാലം. വക്ഷ്യാമി ഭരതർഷഭ അഗ്നിർജ്യോതിരഃ ശുക്ലഃ ഷണ്മാസോ ഉത്തരായണം. തത്ര പ്രയാതാ ഗച്ഛന്തി ബ്രഹ്മവിദോ ജനാഃ. ധൂമോ രാത്രിസ്തഥാ കൃഷ്ണഃ ഷണ്മാസാ ദക്ഷിണായനം. തത്ര ചന്ദ്രമാസം ജ്യോതിഃ യോഗീ പ്രാപ്യ നിവർത്തതേ. ശുക്ലകൃഷ്ണേ ഗതി ഹ്യേതേ ജഗതഃ ശാശ്വതേ മതേ. ഏകയാ യാത്യനാവർത്തിം അന്യയാ വർത്തതേ പുനഃ. നൈതേ നൈതേ ശ്രുതി പാർത്ഥ ജാനൻ യോഗീ മുഹ്യതി കശ്ചന തസ്മാത് സർവേഷു കാലേഷു യോഗയുക്തോ ഭവാർജുന വേദേഷു യജ്ഞേഷു തപസ്സു ചൈവ ദാനേഷു യത് പുണ്യഫലം പ്രതിഷ്ഠം അത്യേതി തത് പൂർവ സർവമിദം വിദിത്വാ യോഗീപരം സ്ഥാനമുപൈതി ചദ്യം. ഓം തത്സത് ഇതി ശ്രീമദ്ഭഗവദ്ഗീതാസു ഉപനിഷത്സു ബ്രഹ്മവിദ്യായാം യോഗശാസ്ത്രേ ശ്രീകൃഷ്ണാർജുന സംവാദേ അക്ഷര ബ്രഹ്മ യോഗോ നാമ അഷ്ടോധ്യായഃ സമാപ്തം. So up to chapter 8 we have done.